Hey guys, Derek here with Deuce Moto Cave. Just wanted to show you guys something I'm working on that might help other people. I got a 2016 Rancher or Foreman Rubicon, and it's an electric shift. So it's a TRX 500 FA. So it's fully automatic mode. So you can see it's got the switch for the fully automatic. Anyway. We were getting a code 23 on this thing. It was flashing code 23, which would be your shift angle sensor malfunction. And in the area that we're at around here, these farmers, we have a lot of farmers around that use these things for, they use them like tractors, and they push them really hard. And so we find issues pop up, unlike other places get them. And the electric shift models here, they're real finicky when it comes to stuff. And this is one of them where, as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of it apart here. The whole front end of the four-wheeler's apart, engine's apart here. And we find that, I found this 3 times now, and I thought I should bring it up, let some people know. This thing came to me shifting really hard, and then it would throw code 23, which was your shift motor or your shift angle sensor malfunction. And it's common for these things, at least in our area, to have this problem. And so what we normally do is just throw a new angle sensor on it, because it sits right down at the back of the motor there. See that? Yeah, right down at the back of the motor there. And it always tends to get hit with some sticks or twigs or something. And then also the shift motor. Sadly now, the shift motors, back when we used to do these quite a bit in 2017, 2018, they were like 128 bucks. Now they're like $290 out the door. And so it's real hard to justify putting a shift motor on it. But we were thinking that this one had that problem, and so I threw a shift motor on it, and well, sadly it didn't fix the issue. So like I said, this is the 3rd time I've ran into this, and I wanted to kind of give you guys an insight on it and just let you know what I found. And so here, let me just turn the camera around and we'll found. So if you go inside here, so this is your rod that comes all the way through, that splines on to your actual shift motor. And so this is the part that actually sticks out, and a lot of people will have a tool for it. Let's see, where's the tool? This guy right here. So one of the things that Honda gives you is this little tool right here. It comes in different shapes. This is the one that it has, because this is 4-wheel drive, so it actually fits around the 4-wheel drive shifter, or the 4-wheel drive drive shaft here. And what will happen when I've had this issue, and you'll see it right here, there's this pin. This pin's supposed to be, this pin's broken. So what this pin does is, we'll get this out of here, and you can see exactly what it's supposed to do. So there's a spring. Oh, we might not get that. There we go. So you can see there's this spring right here that when this thing shifts, and actually shifts the motor, shifts the transmission, I should say, when the shift motor, when you hit the button and the shift motor turns and shifts the transmission, this pin is supposed to stay stationary, and this spring is supposed to return this shaft back to a neutral position. So it kind of pushes it over, cams it over, and then there's a bunch of spring-loaded little cams in here that when it returns back to its neutral position, it kind of reloads itself, I guess, for lack of better terms, and will reset all of the shifting and everything. Well, when this pin breaks, it will work every now and then, and sometimes there's enough for the motor to, the actual shift motor itself, to go back to its original position. So it'll work every now and then, or there'll be enough throw in all the shifting gear, in the transmission, the electric shift gears here. So here's a couple of them here. So this guy right here is what splines onto the end of this shaft, and it will get a little bit of a it will get bound up basically, and you'll hear it knocking inside when this thing has an issue. Now I've seen it to where the ear of this spring, one of these little round, these ears will break off of there, or this actual pin, like this one. Let's see if I can get this out of there, one-handed. There we go. So this pin is supposed to thread right into here, like so. There we go. And it's sheared right off. And so it'll still function, and when it doesn't function, it throws a code saying that the shift sensor, shift angle sensor is bad. And if you go through the whole book, it basically tells you for 23 that if everything checks out good, it's an intermittent failure. And well, as we can see, this is not an intermittent failure. And so I found this 3 times now, and I don't know if there's any other people having issues with it, but figured I'd get it out there for somebody if anybody's curious on it, if anybody's having a hard time out there, and because I haven't seen any of this documented anywhere with this little pin breaking off. So yeah, I thought I'd make the video and at least let you guys know about it. Something that I found kind of in our crazy scenarios. You know, this thing is a 2016. It's got 4,000 miles on it, and it's in pretty decent shape for most of the four-wheelers I see. But you know, it still broke this. So this is kind of a weak point, I guess. A lot of the times this doesn't happen, but if you've got one of those four-wheelers that you're just banging your head against the wall trying to figure out what the heck could be wrong, this might be it. So just wanted to share that with you guys and hope it helps somebody out there. And yeah, this'll apply. This whole little pin applies to almost every four-wheeler you have out there. What you're gonna look for when you have an issue with it is when you use that little tool to shift this guy. What will happen is you should feel spring tension against it. So when you shift it, it should shift, and then when you let go of the shifter, it should rotate it back. And if it doesn't do that, if it doesn't rotate back into position, like into a neutral position, if you can lift it, and then if you lift this lever, well, while it's on there, if you lift this lever while it's on there, and it drops back down, you know, it's probably not this piece. But if you lift this lever and it stays up and it doesn't go back to a neutral position, sorry about the camera work here, guys. If it doesn't go back to a neutral position, either up and it just stays up, or down and it stays down, you know that this pin is probably what's the issue. So it's a lot of work to get to it. I mean, I've got the extension cover off here, and then the main cover, and both your primary and your secondary clutch has to come off. Your centrifugal clutch has to come off of there. So, and then to get the whole cover off, you have to take your front diff off and get your intermediate drive shaft between the differential there and the output shaft right there. Got to get that off so you can slide all the covers forward and get access to it. So it's not too bad of a job to actually get that pin out of there and get a new one. I've got one on order for this thing, so hopefully we can get these guys back up in business. But that's what I found. It's kind of a unique situation, and I just wanted to let you guys know about it, and hopefully this helps somebody. So, all right, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in to Deuce Moto Cave. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys.